Hey everybody, how's it going? Oh, that was a little kind of coming in hot there. All right, and let's take it down from an 11 to maybe an 8. Hey everybody, how's it going? Let's talk about your home recording studio. Today, we're going to be doing episode 3 of Dummy Mike's Drums here. So today I'm going to tackle the toms. So in this case, I'm going to be just doing one rack tom and one floor tom. I'll get those tuned and set up, get a couple of mics on them, and see what kind of sounds we can get. I got to move on from this snare. I'm deeply frustrated with it right now, so hopefully I can pick up a couple pointers from you all on where to go with this snare. But for now, let's move on to the toms, which are at least a little bit easier for me. They're still kind of fiddly. I'm still not great at it, but hopefully this will move a little bit faster and be less frustrating than the snare was. Okay, same kind of deal here. I'm just going to completely detune it and see if I can retune it to about where I like. It's not too bad now, it's just a little dissonant. Yeah, it's got several overtones happening there. I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to do any better than that or not, but heck, let's give it a try. Okay, that's pretty much finger tight. I'm gonna raise it up from there. Maybe half turns. Okay, that might be a little too high pitched, but let's see. All right, that's pretty close. Let's do the same thing to the top head here. And in what probably is not the best idea, I am going to reseat this top head because I changed where I keep it on the kit. This kit came with a 10-inch tom, but it's just too high pitched to be useful at all to me. So I moved this 12-inch tom to where the 10-inch used to be, and now the head doesn't line up and kind of drives me crazy since I can see it every time I sit down on the kit. So I'm just going to take this all the way off and realign the head because it's been bothering me. All right, so if that's there, then this is gonna be, it comes down about that kind of angle. So I'm gonna call that good right there. Probably not a great idea to reseat a used head like that because there's no telling what kind of warps and distortions this head has developed and gotten comfortable with in its previous alignment. But, well, I'll just see how this turns out. It couldn't be much worse. Well, these guys kind of got a little sticky. I might have to put a little lithium grease on these fellas. All right, those are finger tight. Right, and not even tight enough to produce a tone. So I'm gonna give everything a half turn. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It might be a little high pitch for what I like, but let's see where we're at. Not even close. Let me get out the trusty drum dial to just get me in the neighborhood. I think that's going to be way too high for me. Oh, that's not too bad. Maybe just a little high, but... Okay, honestly, I think that sounds okay. I'm gonna run with it. I may change my mind and determine that's a little too high pitched once I hear it relative to the low tom. All right, let's give him, I mean, that's nice and deep. I might just give him like a quarter turn. Kind of like that, kind of like that. Let me see where I'm at. Yeah, I probably want to come up just a little bit more. Okay, now for the top. A little less dangerous without the spiked feet up in my face. All right, definitely too low. So let's give him maybe a half turn. I'm gonna call that good. It's not exactly a great interval. This one may be just a little too high compared to... I like it. It's got that little pitch bend down. This one got a little bit of the pitch bend. I think it is a little too high, but I'm gonna give them just a teeny tweak downwards. Yeah, all right. And it's not... Yeah, making the snares buzz, but it's not causing sympathetic like overtones or something in the snare. Snare's already got enough of that going on as it is. Last thing I need is to pick a pitch for a tom that's going to excite that horrible ringing in the snare. Seems okay. So I think I'm good to go on the toms. Let's get some mics up on these guys. Yeah, comfy enough. That's another thing, you know, nobody ever taught me how to really set up a drum kit and kind of keep things ergonomic. I just kind of take my best guess at it. I've watched a couple of videos, read a couple of articles, that's just about it. So don't laugh too hard if you look at where I put things and think, why would he put that there? I don't know. I don't know why. I just do. Okay, and just like on the snare, I am going to use these Audix drum clips for the mics. I'm not used to doing this without cymbals in my way. I don't normally set the kit up in this order, but since I've been doing this as kind of a demonstration, I've been doing things kind of funky. All right, and for mics on the toms, I am going to use the venerable classics, the Sennheiser MD421. I've got a pair of these. I've honestly been kind of appalled at how expensive these are for what they are. I think they're great for toms, but I don't think they're, you know, necessary for toms. Like an Audix i5, I thought works pretty good for toms. Even a Shure SM57, not quite as deep and throaty, but you know, an SM57 will work just fine. Between the clip mechanism that is just a pain and how big and kind of clumsy these mics are, they are a bit difficult, to me at least, to position. Oh, it looks like I got a loose thing here. Yeah, let me go grab a screwdriver and tighten that up because that's gonna sag. All right, let's get this puppy nice and tight. There we go. Yeah, he was coming loose. You know, something that gets mounted right to a drum gets a lot of vibration over time, and things start to come loose. Okay, so for mic positioning, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing, can you? Shoot. Okay, so for as far as like mic positioning on a tom, about all I can tell you is that, you know, try to get it maybe an inch or so. That way you'll get a lot more direct sound versus bleed from other things. But you know, these mics are far enough away from other pieces of the kit. The bleed isn't too bad. I tend to gate the toms, and so a lot of that bleed kind of goes away. But the kind of big piece of advice that I've picked up over the years is that, you know, depends on where you position, where you point the mic. If you point the mic more towards the rim, you're going to get more overtones. And if you point the mic more towards the center, you're going to get more of just a thud. And so depending on what you're after, I kind of like somewhere in between. Honestly, I kind of tend to point it just about where the head logo would be. I still didn't get that darn logo on right, did I? These things are so big and awkward. I'm not exactly sure if I can get this positioned where I want it. That's pretty close. I mean, that's pointed about here, it looks like. So somewhere between the edge and the center. So center's going to be, I think, too dead for me. The edge, I think, is going to be too ringy and boingy. So, yeah, about right here. I'll see how that goes. And let me go do the same on the floor tom. All right, yeah, somewhere around there. And since these are goosenecks, these are probably gonna sag and droop a little and kind of settle in a little bit. So I'll probably have to play with them a couple of times as I kind of get warmed up and start recording. I guess it's gonna help to have cables for these things, isn't it? All right, and about the only other advice that I have from my drum newbie experience is when you are placing mics, just place them to where they're going to be out of the path of the stick, because you would hate for somebody to just dent the holy crap out of your $350 microphone. So let me set gains here real quick. Okay, hey, I actually like the way that floor tom is sounding for once. I think I may have finally kind of found the magic thing here. I usually struggle getting this thing in tune, but I like where it's at right now. Okay, let me get a track created for us here. All right, let's create a high tom, and he was 8 at 3. Low tom was 8 at 4. 8 at 4, not analog 4. I do that all the time. Let's arm him for recording. And I can go record a snippet and see what these actually sound like. Hit it, Marge. Oh, I should move the screwdriver. That's not gonna help. Okay. Okay, honestly sounds pretty good in the room. Let's go check that out and see what sounds on tape. Tape, ha. All right, yeah, I'll probably play with that high tom a little bit. You hear how the low tom is getting that kind of pitch bend to it that I really like, but the high tom is not. So that's just the tuning relationship between the top and bottom head. It looks like I kind of nailed it for the floor tom, which is good, but I think for the high tom, I kind of missed that there. It's got a little bit of pitch bend to it, but I think it could be more, so I'll play with that resonant head. Well, okay, that was much easier than the snare was, to say the least. Again, just like with all the other episodes here, if you're a more experienced drummer, a more experienced tuner, recorder for drums or anything, if you got any advice, you'd like to help us all out, I'm just kind of showing you where I'm at, what I've learned so far. I've got a long way to go. And I definitely welcome any constructive advice or anything that any of you pros out there might have for us, all right? Well, that's going to do it for me this time, and I will see you guys again next time.